There are certain things a woman can say that tell you everything you need to know about where the relationship is heading and how she truly sees you. Most men ignore these signs. They make excuses for her. They hope she'll change. They try harder. They think being patient will fix everything. But some statements should never be ignored. When a woman says them, she's showing you her mindset, her level of respect, and her intentions. And if you stay after hearing them, you're setting yourself up for a painful ending. This video isn't about blaming women. It isn't about anger, bitterness, or revenge. It's about understanding human behavior and protecting your emotional well-being. Because the reality is that many people stay in relationships long after the warning signs have appeared. They hold on to memories. They hold on to hope. They convince themselves that love can overcome anything. Sometimes it can, but sometimes the most loving thing you can do is recognize the truth before it breaks your heart. And if you've ever stayed too long in a relationship, if you've ever ignored your instincts because you didn't want to lose someone, if you've ever watched a person slowly become colder while you kept giving more and more of yourself, then this conversation is for you. I'd love to know your thoughts as we go through this together. Have you ever heard one of these phrases in a relationship? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story might help someone else who is going through the same thing right now. I'm Mary Smith, host of Senior Mindful Living YouTube channel. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming words don't matter. But psychologists have known for decades that language often reveals what emotions are trying to hide. Long before a breakup happens, long before someone officially leaves, their words begin to change. The respect fades, the appreciation fades, the emotional investment fades, and if you listen carefully, you'll often hear the relationship ending before it actually ends. Let's start with the first statement. I don't need you. At first glance, this may sound like confidence or independence. And to be clear, healthy independence is a wonderful thing. Strong relationships are built between two complete individuals, not two people desperately dependent on each other. But there's a difference between saying, I can take care of myself, and saying, I don't need you. Imagine a man who has spent years supporting his partner through difficult times. He's been present during family emergencies, career setbacks, and personal struggles. Then during an argument, she says, I don't need you. What hurts isn't the independence. What hurts is the message underneath it. The message is often, your presence no longer feels valuable to me. Research on relationship satisfaction consistently shows that people thrive when they feel appreciated and needed in meaningful ways. Every healthy relationship requires mutual significance. We all want to feel that our presence matters. When someone repeatedly communicates that you are completely unnecessary, emotional distance often follows. Instead of arguing or trying to prove your worth, ask yourself an important question. Do I feel valued here? Because healthy love doesn't make you constantly fight to prove your importance. The second statement is, you're too emotional. Now this one requires nuance. Being emotional isn't a weakness. In fact, emotional awareness is one of the strongest predictors of healthy relationships. Studies have repeatedly shown that people who can identify and communicate their feelings build deeper and more satisfying connections. Think about a man who finally opens up about stress at work, anxiety about finances, or fears about aging. Instead of being met with understanding, he's told he's too emotional. What happens next? Many people shut down. They stop sharing. They stop being vulnerable. And over time, emotional intimacy disappears. A mature partner doesn't weaponize vulnerability. They don't mock feelings. They create safety for honest conversations. Of course, there are situations where someone may genuinely be overreacting, and healthy partners can discuss that respectfully. But there's a major difference between saying, let's talk about this calmly, and dismissing someone's emotions altogether. The real question is this: does your partner make it safe for you to be human? Because nobody can maintain a meaningful relationship while constantly hiding their authentic feelings. The third phrase sounds surprisingly gentle. You deserve better than me. Many people hear this and immediately rush to reassure the other person. No, you're amazing. No, you're enough. No, don't say that. But often this statement carries a deeper message. Years ago, a relationship counselor shared an observation that stuck with me. She said that when people repeatedly tell their partner they deserve better, they're often expressing guilt without directly addressing the behavior causing the guilt. In other words, they know they're not showing up fully. They know they're not investing. They know they're pulling away. And instead of saying, I don't want this relationship anymore, they soften the message. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes people genuinely struggle with self esteem. But when this phrase appears alongside emotional distance, lack of effort, and withdrawal, it often signals something important. Pay attention to actions, because healthy relationships are sustained by effort, not reassurance. If someone repeatedly tells you that you deserve better while making no effort to grow, improve, or reconnect, believe what their behavior is showing you. The fourth statement is one that many people underestimate. I never asked you to do that for me. This one can sting deeply. Imagine spending years showing up for someone, driving them to appointments, supporting their dreams, helping them through difficult moments, being there whenever they needed you. Then one day, during conflict, they say, I never asked you to do any of that. Suddenly, all your effort feels erased. Psychologically, this often happens when appreciation has disappeared. Gratitude is one of the most important foundations of lasting relationships. Researchers have found that couples who regularly express appreciation experience greater satisfaction and stronger emotional bonds. Think about that. Not grand romantic gestures, not expensive gifts, simple appreciation. Thank you, I noticed that. I appreciate you. Those small acknowledgments matter more than many people realize. When someone consistently dismisses your efforts, it creates emotional exhaustion. You begin feeling like you're pouring energy into a bucket with a hole in the bottom. The lesson here isn't to keep score, it's to recognize whether your contributions are valued. Healthy relationships don't require constant praise, but they do require mutual appreciation. And now let's talk about the fifth phrase. Maybe we should take a break. This is perhaps one of the most misunderstood statements in relationships. Can some couples benefit from temporary space? Absolutely. There are situations where both people consciously agree to reflect, heal, and work on specific issues. But often, when someone suddenly suggests a break without a clear plan, clear boundaries, or clear goals, it reflects uncertainty about the relationship itself. Here's an important question. If a relationship has problems, are both people actively working to solve them, or is one person simply creating distance? The answer matters. Healthy conflict resolution involves communication, accountability, and effort. Avoidance creates confusion. Many people spend months waiting, hoping, and wondering during a break. They put their lives on hold while the other person decides what they want. But your life is valuable too. Your future matters too. Your emotional well-being matters too. Never place your entire life on pause waiting for someone else's certainty. The bigger lesson behind all five of these statements isn't about women versus men. It's about respect. Respect shows up in language. Respect shows up in effort. Respect shows up in appreciation. And respect shows up in how people handle conflict. The healthiest relationships aren't perfect. They have disagreements. They have misunderstandings. They have difficult seasons. But they also have kindness. They have empathy. They have accountability. And most importantly, they have mutual care. If someone consistently communicates contempt, indifference, or emotional dismissal, don't ignore it. Listen carefully. Not because you're looking for reasons to leave, but because you're looking for the truth. Your dignity matters. Your peace matters. Your emotional health matters. And one of the most powerful forms of self-respect is believing people when they consistently show you who they are. The strongest people aren't the ones who hold on forever. Sometimes they're the ones who know when it's time to let go. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment below and share your experience. What relationship lesson took you the longest to learn? Your insight could help someone else. And if you enjoy conversations about psychology, relationships, emotional intelligence, and personal growth, be sure to subscribe and join our community. Remember this: the right person doesn't make you question your worth every day. The right person protects the relationship with the same care, respect, and effort that you do.